Hello everyone, welcome to the video lecture of corporate social responsibility. Today we'll be discussing about corporate social responsibility. So what is corporate social responsibility? Corporate social responsibility is an idea that a business has social obligation beyond earning profits. So a corporation is responsible not only to its shareholders but all the stakeholders. Who are these stakeholders? Stakeholders are the customers, employees, suppliers, competitors, government, and the social community. As a corporate citizen, it must fulfill its economic, legal, ethical, and discriminatory responsibilities. So, the CSR is an integrated combination of policies, programs, education practices. So, once again, I'll tell you what is corporate social responsibility. Corporate social responsibility is nothing, an idea that business has social obligation beyond earning profits. So next, we'll be discussing about the features of corporate social responsibility. There are a lot of features of corporate social responsibilities we'll be discussing one by one. First is, it is an old idea, though the perspectives of it have been keep on changing over time. Next feature of corporate social responsibility is it mainly focuses on the idea that a business has social obligation above and beyond making profit. It is a company's responsibility to produce an overall positive impact on the society. So the concept of social responsibility is based on the purposes that a business firm is more than an economic instruction. So therefore, a business should work beyond the narrow goal of profit making. So the next main feature of corporate social responsibility is it is a consistent with profit motive because a business cannot grow without serving the society. By serving the society, it will be fulfilling the social obligation. Business creates an environment which is connected to its success. What is good for the society will be ultimately good for the business. The next main feature of social responsibility is it is a personal obligation. Why it has been called as a personal obligation? Because a business firm can discharge its social responsibility only through the person who can manage it and who can control it. So only it is being called as the personal obligation. Next, it is being considered as a reciprocal relationship. Why it is being called as a reciprocal relationship? Because just a business owns responsibility to society and society also is responsible to business. So only it is being called as a reciprocal relationship. Next, the social responsibility of a business is a commensurate with social power because an example is a small firm has less responsibility towards society than a multinational firm. Next, it is a continuing obligation. Why CSR is being considered as a continuing obligation? Because a business firm remains responsible to the society towards its life. So only it has been considered as a continuing obligation. The concept of CSR is based on ethical conduct. Why it is being called as ethical conduct? Because it involves all the applications of moral values in the business. So only corporate social responsibility is based on ethical conduct and it is more of a legal obligation. Why it is being called as more legal obligation? Because it involves voluntary efforts for the welfare of the society. So these are the main features of corporate social responsibility. Next, why CSR is gaining importance? Because these are the following reasons why the corporate social responsibility is gaining importance in the society. First thing is the public expectations from the enterprise. What is the expectations of a public? If the expectations of the public is being fulfilled, that means the needs, wants, and demands of the society, automatically the enterprise can exist with peace. But if an enterprise fails to fulfill or fails to live up to the society's expectations, its existence would become difficult. So, the public expectations from the enterprise is one of the main things where CSR is gaining importance. Next is it is a better environment for business. It refers to provide a feasible environment for business operations of an enterprise. If the society is satisfied with the business activities of the enterprise, automatically it creates a favorable environment to the enterprises. So this is also one of the reasons for CSR to gain an importance in the society. Next is good public image. It also helps an enterprise to gain more customers and better employees. When a concern have more customers and more employees, automatically the business will be in a good position. Okay, so for that purpose, the image of the enterprise have to be developed. For that purpose, CSR is one of the main reasons for developing the good public image. Next thing is the responsibility with power. Responsibility with power acts as an important area where that should be balanced properly. Because if there is any imbalance in the decisions, may lead to a negative effect to the welfare of the society. So it should be balanced properly. Next is the responsibility of an enterprise. What is the responsibilities of an enterprise when it comes to the corporate social responsibility? First is economic responsibility. Responsibility of the enterprise is to produce goods and services for the society. The enterprises should charge a reasonable and fair price for the goods so that it can pay salaries to employees, repay the creditors and stakeholders, and make normal profits. So the enterprises have to produce the goods and services for the society where it can have a reasonable fair price for the goods as well as for the salaries for the employees. Next is the legal responsibility. Legal responsibilities of an enterprise is to adhere to the law because the legal responsibilities are established by the government and automatically formed as law that an enterprise is required to follow. An example is if an environmental law is being laid down by the government to minimize the air, water, and noise pollution, preserve the environment, the factories are required. The factories have to obey these laws so as to maintain a smooth functioning of the business operations and avoid illegal actions. Next is the ethical responsibility. Ethical responsibility of an enterprise is to maintain ethical and moral standards of the society. They have to maintain a moral standard for the concern as well as the ethical formats for the society. So the members of the society will expect an enterprise should take action against any unethical practices and follow the ethics of the society. Next is the discriminatory responsibility. So this is a responsibility of an enterprise towards the society will be included all the responsibilities of the enterprise to take part in the welfare of the society, such as training the unskilled laborers, providing the education for the unprivileged persons. So this is one of the responsibility completely voluntary in nature. Next, we'll be moving on to the corporate social responsibility in different areas like human resources, risk management, and brand differentiation. In an enterprise, various functions are affected by CSR initiatives. For example, human resource department focuses on the right of the employees, whereas financial department focuses on transparency in the disclosure of accounts information of the enterprise. HR department will be focusing on the right of the employees, whereas the financial department will be focusing on the transparency of disclosure of accounts information of the enterprise. So we'll be discussing one by one. First is the CSR in human resources. CSR in human resources will be helping or retaining the employees by improving the image of an enterprise among its staff. The staff of an enterprise have to participate in the CSR activities by fundraising and helping various non-profit enterprises. Next, CSR in risk management. This will be helping in preventing the goodwill of an enterprise from depletion. In an enterprise, the generated goodwill will be ruled by various incidents such as scandals, corruptions, environmental accidents. Such incidents gain undesirable attention from various legal and regulatory bodies, including court and media. So it should be avoided. Next is CSR in brand differentiation. This one helps or this one builds a unique image of the enterprise in the minds of stakeholders. Integrity and the implementation of best practices can help the enterprise to gain a distinct image in the market and have an edge over its competitors. Next, there are four main models of corporate social responsibilities. They are ethical model, statistic model, liberal model, and stakeholder model. So we'll be discussing one by one. First is ethical model. Mahatma Gandhi was the person who developed this concept as trusteeship. Okay, so according to this concept, the owners of the wealth should voluntarily manage their wealth on behalf of and for the public. Next is the statistic model. This model was being developed in India after the independence. India adopted this mixed economy and socialist pattern of society, consisting of a large and growing public sector. So, state ownership of the basic and heavy industries like oil, explorations, power generations, mining, iron and steel, petrochemicals, etc. And the legal framework of India reflects. Next is the liberal model. According to this model, a company is mainly responsible to the shareholders. So a company discharges its CSR if it obeys the laws and generates the wealth for its shareholders. This model is based on the viewpoint of Milton Friedman, who argues that only social responsibilities of business is to maximize the profit. Next, the stakeholder model. This model suggests that a company is responsible to all those groups who have a direct or indirect stake in it. So these groups are known as stakeholders like shareholders, customers, employees, suppliers, distributors, government, media, and the community. The next is the corporate social responsibility drivers. So these are the main drivers of corporate social responsibility. First is the globalization. So globalization is where local and foreign markets are facing increasing competition due to globalization. In order to succeed in the face of global competition, companies they have to improve their image by meeting the expectations of various stakeholders. Next is the pressure from investors. So institutional investors, both from home and abroad, want to invest in socially responsible companies. So they take into account little social and environmental policies and level of ethics in different companies. While buying and selling their shares and debentures, companies which create wealth for investors have an easy access to capital market. Next is the good employees relationship. Socially responsible companies are able to attract and retain talent. People want to work in companies which offer a healthy, safe, and comfortable working environment. Socially responsible behavior also helps to improve employee motivation and morale and to reduce employee absenteeism and employee turnover. Image building. A company can build a good public image through CSR activities. These activities help to strengthen the company's relationship with its suppliers, distributors, government, and the company. Next is the problems relating to environment. So these are the main problems which have been related to the environment. One is global warming, greenhouse effect, ozone depletion, deforestation, and pollution. So these are the main problems which has been faced by the environment nowadays. And next is the environmental problems which has been faced by the enterprises is land pollution, air pollution, water pollution, and acid rain. So what are the responsibilities of an enterprise towards its stakeholders? First is the responsibilities towards shareholders. So this involves the concerns of an enterprise towards the individual who invest in its business to earn profit in return. So an enterprise has various responsibilities towards shareholders. They provide an accurate financial information for the enterprise to the shareholders. They provide fair and adequate returns on capital invested by them, and they maintain regular and effective communication with them, and they prepare an audit financial report of the business and inform the shareholders about the annual, general, and emergency meetings. So these are the various responsibilities towards the shareholders. Next is the responsibility towards customers. It involves the accountability of enterprises towards the individual who buy the products or services to the enterprises. So these are the following responsibilities towards its customers. First, it provides high quality products and services at a reasonable price to customers. It ensures maximum satisfaction to customers by giving value of money. It restrains the selling of adulterated and low quality products and services, advertising products and services to make customers aware about them, and it introduces customer care centers and consumer advertising council to listen and solve customers' grievances, and abiding by the rules and regulations under the Consumer Protection Act 1956. Next, the responsibility towards employees. It involves the responsibility of an enterprise towards the individual who are appointed to render services to the enterprise in exchange of fixed amount of wages and salaries. So these are the following responsibilities of an enterprise towards its employees. First, it provides fair and timely wages and bonus to employees. It appreciates and recognizes employees according to their performance. It motivates and encourages employees to perform efficiently. It ensures healthy, harmonious, and productive working conditions in the enterprise. And it also provides growth opportunities to the employees. And it also facilitates effective communication with employees. It also provides necessary training to employees whenever it has been required. Next is the responsibility towards community and society. So it involves the responsibility of an enterprise towards the society in which the enterprise operates. So these are the following responsibilities towards community and society of an enterprise. First, it generates employment opportunities for people in the society. It avoids the manufacturing processes that creates environmental pollution. It provides education, health, and other basic amenities to the people. And finally, it works for the growth or development of the society. Next is the responsibility towards government. It refers to the responsibility of an enterprise to adhere the industrial regulation rules and set by the government. So these are the responsibilities of an enterprise. Abiding by the rules and regulations prepared by the government, it pays taxes on a regular basis and it abstaining from submitting misleading and false information or documents. Next is the responsibility towards other stakeholders. So it includes suppliers, distributors, bank, and financial institutions. The responsibilities of an enterprise towards these stakeholders are as follows. First, it provides accurate and clear information such as balance sheet, profits and loss statements, and ratio analysis to bank and financial institutions. It provides fair margin to distributors. It provides correct and clear specification to suppliers regarding raw materials. It ensures timely payment to suppliers. It will be working in association with different non-governmental organizations to develop the weaker section of the society. Next is the practices which provide various benefits to the enterprises. First is improving relationship with stakeholders. How the CSR activities helps the enterprise to develop the relationship with stakeholders is they'll be engaging the CSR activities to build trust and loyalty among stakeholders. If the enterprises are transparent about their activities conducted for the welfare of the communities, they can have a better understanding and the perception of the stakeholders and issues that may affect their operation. This information helps the enterprises defining priorities and ensuring that the business practices are aligned with the ethical standards. Next benefit is attracting the investors. It refers to draw the attention of investors through CSR activities. So according to this study conducted by McKinsey & Co. and World Bank, 3/4 of stakeholders considered non-financial performance as important as financial performance while evaluating the most suitable enterprise for investment. Next benefit is improving financial performance. It refers to enhance the financial performance of an enterprise through CSR activities. A study by McKinsey & Co. shows that investors are avoiding enterprise with poor CSR records and ready to pay a premium for enterprises having a good record of CSR activities. So, next benefit of CSR activity is it improves the financial performance. Next, it increases the public credibility. It refers to improving the credibility of an enterprise through CSR activities, that is, accountability and transparency of CSR activity helps enterprises to build trust and credibility with the public. So, in addition to this, the enterprise should ensure that they have a strong dedication to implementation the CSR plans, as failure to meet commitments may lead to a negative public responses. Finally, the utilizing the resource effectively. So the CSR practices may help in using the resources of the society in an effective manner to minimize the cost and wastage. For example, Unilever in Bangladesh have started a tree plantation program to raise environmental awareness about using the resources efficiently. So I hope everyone have understood about what is CSR, what are the features of CSR, and how the CSR has been gaining importance in the society, and the responsibilities of the enterprises and the benefits of CSR. Thank you for watching.